Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Pardon me while I'm getting my camera adjusted back to me. uh, Thank you all for coming. And I forgot one of the more important websites to pull up. First, I got some breaking news, breaking video. I want to show you before we start off. Akhmat Battalion is on the move. Come on, load. See him loading up into the bus now. Somebody sent me that earlier, and I about died laughing on the shills because that was sent to me during the shills show. uh, oh, that was a good one. Um, so welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. Hello there, Ronnie, Andrew Petrie, Richard. Good to see you. General consensus. Ifoy. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Welcome to the stream. Other than the little joke, let's hop right into it. Operational information as of 8 a.m. No, or that threw me off because the dates in American dating today for some reason. Like there's no 14-month. December 14th, 2024, regarding the Russian invasion. As always, they start with glory to Ukraine. The 1025th day of the large-scale armed aggression of the Russian Federation against Ukraine has begun. In total, 205 combat clashes were recorded over the last day. According to updated information, the enemy launched 2 missile strikes and 38 airstrikes on the positions of Ukrainian units and settlements. In particular, it used 99 missiles. A lot of missiles being thrown at Ukraine yesterday. 51 glide bombs. And in addition, it carried out over 3,200 artillery strikes. 104 of those were from MLRSs, multiple launch rocket systems. The aggressor carried out airstrikes, in particular in the areas of the settlements of Trulisky, Alsivka, Malaya Rubuyisti. Oh, that one's a tough one. My English tongue does not do Ukrainian very well, so I am trying my best. I apologize if I butcher any of these names. Rubutiaza, Rankiv, Voshchansky Kurtoy, Rokhimivka, Boshuvlavka, Novokruvlivka, Serhivka, Siribiryansk Lis, which is the Siribiryansk Forest, Servisk, Kremensky, Stara Mikolaevka, Elizavetivka, Velika Novosilka, and Zeleny Pole. Just had to get in the swing, I think. Over the past day, the aviation, missile troops, and artillery of the defense forces struck one area of personnel concentration, 2 command posts, and 1 ground UAV control system, and another important enemy facility. I'll show you more about that important enemy facility later in the stream. Let's jump into okay, that's in the Kharkiv direction. The enemy stormed once in the area of the settlements of Voschansk. Moving onto the deep state map, Kharkiv is here, and Voschansk is up here. Again, Russia keeps trying, but they are making no advances in this area. Ukrainian defenders are fighting strong and hard in this area to make sure Russia does not gain any ground. Sorry, the lack of formatting on this page recently is playing hell with my dyslexia, so I'm trying to break it up as best I can to make it able for me to read it. Defense forces repelled enemy assault actions near Kolonivka, Bohuslivka, Zarovy, Lazova in the Kupiansk direction, where 10 enemy attacks took place over the past day. Highlight that one and move over to Kupiansk. Gurolubivka to the south, Hushlivka, Zarazova, Lazova, and I forgot if Zeleny was part of that today. No. Oh. You know, it doesn't sound like much, 10 attacks. But there used to be 2-3 attacks in this direction. Russia has definitely stepped up the number of attacks in Kupiansk. And as you'll see here in the Liman direction, there we go. Over the past day, the enemy attacked 24 times in the Liman direction. He tried to wedge his way into our defenses near the settlements of Kharkivka, Nadia, Zeleny. There's Shakivka, Makivka, Terny, Zarechny, Torsky, Debrova, Hirohorivka, and in the directions of Cherneskaya. So Zeleny, Novoihorivka, these ruins are too small to read on the deep state map, but that, I believe that is the Brhivka, where they talked about Makivka, Rivka, Terny. Sorry, it's just hard to see some of these names on the deep state map. Of course, Toretsk is here. Serebryanka Forest and Hirohorivka. So pretty much attacking along the entire front line. Sorry about that. Moving on, our defenders repelled one enemy assault in the area of Bilogorovka in the Soviet direction. That is this town right here. Of course, Slovetsk is here. Many of you may know the K2 Brigade. This is where they're based out of and defending in this area. Just to show you, in a lot of their videos, you will see this oil refinery in the background. It is Russian held, has been since early in the invasion. But a lot of their famous videos are in this area right here. Going to combine Kramatorsk and Toretsk direction. In the Kramatorsk direction, the occupiers attacked 6 times in the areas of Chasiv Yar and Stobochny. The enemy carried out 10 attacks in the Toretsk direction in the areas of the settlements of Toretsk, Krymsky, and Delivka. The enemy directed most of the attacks at Toretsk itself. Of course, Kramatorsk, Toretsk, Chasiv Yar, and it looks like they made a little bit of an advance, or is it just no advances in the area? Chasiv Yar has been holding for a very long time in this area, mostly due to having the height advantage of these little mining debris piles. Gives them a significant height advantage and able to spot Russian advances fairly quickly. They're going directly south. Divlivka, Toretsk, and Krymsky. Again, most of the attacks were in Toretsk itself, but we see no changes for today according to Deep State Map. Ukraine is holding on to the outskirts of the settlement of Druzhba for one main reason. There is a railroad station right here. Currently, Russians have to use the station back here and then drive supplies or walk supplies up to the front. If Russia was able to move out, they could start using this train station and make their supply lines much easier to run. And of course, we do not want that, and neither does ZCU. Moving on to the areas of the main Russian activity, Pokrovsk direction. Our defenders stopped 62 offensive actions of the aggressor towards the settlements of Mirolubivka, Lysivka, Promin, Dashenki, Serchenko, Novotrud, Zeleny, Pishkani, and Pushkin. Pretty much the same settlements we hear about day in and day out, but 62 assaults in one day. Show you where those are at. And of course, the same settlements pretty much every day. Mirolubivka, Promin, Lysivka, Dashenki, Novotrud, Serchenko, Pishkani, and Pushkin is over here on the other side of the front. Unfortunately, well, there's a shocker. I shouldn't say a shocker. I knew about this. There was a story about it on Telegram. But Ukrainian troops were mounting an offensive to try and retake parts of Shevchenko. Unfortunately, at the same time, Russia was preparing assaults to push into Biskchany. Basically, the two assaults met in the middle of the field and pushed Russia back out of the field, back towards the tree line here. And a little bit of gains back today, which is always a good thing. Again, 62 assaults in the Pokrovsk direction in one day. Wow. Adjacent to that is the Kharkiv direction. And again, it's the same towns over and over again. The defense forces repelled 27 enemy attacks in the Kharkiv direction. The occupiers tried to advance most actively in the areas of Stary Turny, Sonsivka, Zori, Korokovo, Doliny, Dasheny, Hanivka, and Upensivka. Going further south along the line, Zora, Sonsivka, Stary Turny, Dachny, Doliny, Upensivka, and Hanivka. Nothing verified yet, but the rumor mill has it that Ukrainian forces have been able to withdraw from this area and are in more stable positions now. Of course, the map isn't showing this, and I haven't been able to find any videos to confirm it, but there was a statement made, but nothing to back that statement up. Again, in adjacent area in the Vermis direction, in the areas of the settlements of Trudov, Vasily Gay, Konstantinopolsky, Sukovyali, Blahodatny, Storzevo, Nishkini. In the Vermis direction, the enemy carried out 35 assaults on our positions. Trudov, Konstantinopolsky, right next to Upensivka and Hanivka, Sukovyali, Rozdolny, Blahodatny, I'm not sure where those other towns are at. It could be that they're, like this town here, it just have to scroll really far in to get the name of the town to show up. But Velika Novosilka, there's a lot of smaller towns in this area that they don't put on the map, the name for it on the map. So it could be in here, or it could be up along here, just one of the smaller towns that is not listed. I wish I could tell you more. It was like Nihant. No, it's not that one either. So, yeah, I'm not sure where Storohivo is. Oh, Nishkani. Sorry, I can go back and show you Nishkani. Nishkushny, sorry. Google Translate does not do well in putting the names into English. So Nishkushny is here. Oh, I am blind as a bat. Storozneve is here, right next to Blahodatny. You ever have one of those moments where you just want to go, in Huliopol and Orhiv directions, the enemy did not conduct active operations. In the Dnipro directions, our troops repelled 4 enemy attacks. The enemy was unsuccessful. So, just so you know where those locations are, Huliopol and Orhiv. When they talk about the Dnipro area, they're talking about the length of the river here, but usually you can assume that those assaults are happening in this area. Unfortunately, we're not given town names to match up where the assaults are taking place. But it is known that Russia is trying to take these river islands to have a closer jump off point to get back into Kherson. In Volyn and Policy directions, no signs of the formations of enemy offensive groups were detected. In the past day, 22 combat clashes took place in the Kursk direction. The enemy launched 13 airstrikes, dropped 19 guided bombs, and carried out 399 artillery strikes. Kursk is the part of Russia Federation that Ukraine invaded. They are holding the lines very well up here. There has not been changes in almost 2 weeks, despite constant attacks down this road and down this road. There were reports of North Korean troops being deployed in this area today. I'm not sure if I marked the video. I can't remember, but it's the first time we've heard of them in a while. I'll go into that in depth later. And of course, our soldiers are inflicting significant losses in manpower on the occupation forces, equipment, and actively undermine the enemy's offensive potential in the rear. They go into the losses for today. We'll cover that with the graphic. And as always, they end with join the defense forces. Together we will win. Glory to Ukraine. And my favorite saying in Ukrainian right now, Razom de Peremoshimo. Together we will win. Let me grab the graphic. So a little bit of a step down in losses today, but total combat losses of the enemy as of December 14th, 1,025 days into the full-scale invasion. Another 1,040 troops were neutralized, bringing the total up to 761,000. 2 more tanks were destroyed. 24 artillery systems, 53 UAVs, drones, bringing totals well over 20,000 now, 40 vehicles, and 2 special equipment. Going to the air alert map, air alerts have been going on almost constantly for the last 2 days. Sumy is at 1 hour 48 minutes. Kharkiv at the same time. Donetsk 1 hour 36 minutes. Dnipro 6 minutes, just started. Khyvnograd 1 hour 12 minutes. Mykolaiv 2 hours 7 minutes. Kherson 1 hour 48 minutes. And of course, we'll keep an eye on this as we progress through the stream. I'm going to keep that up in slink back and go catch up with chat because you guys have been chatting up a storm, and I just cannot read that fast while trying to do the news, the reports. Oh wow, Richard, general consensus. Good to see you. Bunch of people. So, Blonde Bombsheller, good to see you here. Martin Lee, good to see you. General consensus says it's been a stalemate in Voschansk for months. Russians advanced about 6 kilometers into Kharkiv Oblast and got stopped after 2 days. It's been static since then. It's a lot of skirmishes in that area. The main thing I'm keeping my eye on right now is Russia has been trying to get into Kozachi Lopan or down here in Hoptivka. You hear about it every once in a while. Vysoka Yura. It's about once or twice a week they try to do a push into this area to open up a third front to make headway again. But the forces up here are doing a great job. Unfortunately, it's not enough to push them out of Ukraine, but keeping them from advancing further is great. Gluboke is another area of intense activity from time to time. Russians trying to push down the road to Lipsy. Startisa is another area that they try to push down, mainly because it's a isolated village. These are basically dirt paths in the bottom of a ravine. This way, the paved road goes out this way and is under constant fire. So they try to push here and still are not able to make advances. Voschansk is an interesting situation. You see this little river that runs through here. The city is mostly on the north side of that river, and even though these bridges are blown, Russia still cannot push into the city any further. Despite a huge numbers advantage, a huge equipment advantage, and Ukrainians are still stopping them with the extra logistics of having to cross this river in the middle of winter with temperatures below freezing. Yeah. It is what it is. See Nikki Hill, good to see you. Aussie T, oi oi oi. Sorry, I should say Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Russia's going to have to quit soon. I don't think they can handle much more. Their economy's on its last ropes. The only thing that makes me think about that twice is Russia has gone full military economy. If it wasn't for military production, their economy would collapse. So I do have a bit of a voice in the back of my head going, they won't do it because they can't collapse their economy. So peace might be a non-option, because if there's a ceasefire, Russia's economy is gone, just is going to implode. Um, Pyro Kurt, good to see you. Anna, LJ Boone, get ready for the mom jokes. Nian, uh, Andrew, if I have to explain, we need to talk about education in more than what I can say on stream. Uh, General consensus says Russian attacks lately are often just a platoon or even squads, small groups of infantry. I got a video to show you later that shows you what the Russian assaults are looking like right now. You'll be surprised. Uh, there has been a deal struck with the new leaders of Syria that Russia can keep its bases in Syria, but the troops have to pull off the front line. So there's major restructuring going on in Syria for the Russian army. Kizna, good to see you for one. Canty, what do you think about the situation where the defenders were almost completely encircled? I heard they were able to break out through the gray zone, but should have been withdrawn sooner. You're talking about down by Korokova. Yes, they should have been withdrawn sooner. The commander of this area of operation was fired, and a new commander was brought in. This situation is being corrected. Unfortunately, it is costing Ukraine ground in other areas. So watch this area here and up by Staroturny. So they had to bring units from Korokova over to Upensivka to keep this corridor open for them to retreat from Elizavetivka and Romanivka. So other parts of the line got weakened to correct this situation. It's unfortunate. It was a major faux pas on the previous commander, and it is being corrected, or has been corrected. Unfortunately, it's cost Ukraine ground and operational forces that it shouldn't have needed to expend. When you're one person, me working here doing the stream, I make a mistake. Oops, sorry. That's the benefit of being an armchair general, is you can make these calls, and if you make a mistake, it's no big deal because you had no consequences for making your call. I'm not going to second guess the guy. Well, yeah, I am, but I don't blame the guy. He made a call that didn't work out for him. It's not an easy thing to do. Um, it's oh, it's beyond that general consensus. He says, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. The Russians are just crazy. It's not that they're crazy per se. It's that um, with how they're setting up the bonuses and pay for the conscripts. Um, a dead Russian is cheaper than a live soldier, so they don't care if their soldiers live or die because it's cheaper for them to get killed and be listed as MIA for 6 months. And then, 6 months later, give the payout that's worth nothing. It's a nasty thing that Russia's doing with their people. Hmm. Mark Saganon, good to see you. Uh, I'm going to skip right over the short people conversation LJ's having. Um, yeah, that's the thing is they don't have to get back to international waters. With Syria, the new leaders in Syria saying Russia can keep their bases. They just had to float out in the Mediterranean for a couple days until today. They're probably going to be heading right back into their old base and probably see pictures of it in the next day or two. Uh, Russians sent ships from Baltic Sea to Syria to help with the evacuation. Um, I know cargo ships were sent to load up equipment. Um, what's happening right now is an unknown. It was just like 2 hours ago that deal with Syria was announced. So just gonna have to keep our eye on it. Uh, uh, Martin Lee, that's a good joke. What's the difference between America and Canada? The Americans have good neighbors. Um, yeah, they're technically they're not allowed to restrict access, but they can queue up the passage through those straits. Sorry, I don't know if it's on here. Probably not. No. Okay. Um, let me open this off screen so I don't dox myself. So there's two straits, one through here and one through here. Um, maritime shipping has to go through here, and they can't say, oh, you're not allowed to come through, but they can put you in a queue so that it's as much of a pain in the rear as possible to get through here, and could keep them floating out here for days or weeks waiting their turn to get a passage through. Um, it again, it's a much wider strait than, oh, here in Turkey. Um, so Istanbul through passage, they have a much tighter control on who can enter and who can leave. And if they say you're not going through, you're not going to go through. If you ignore Turkey here, they can get you here. So it's two straits that you have to get through that Turkey controls. And yeah, you're not allowed, if Turkey says you're not allowed to enter their waters here, well, you're definitely not getting through up here. But where's the... Oh, I forgot the name of the town that they're here. Yeah, I think this is the Russian base. Somewhere along here, I don't know. I'm not an expert on Syria. I don't claim to be a news station either, so I can't believe I closed that. Yeah, anyways, that's what I know from what I've heard. It uh that's bad, LJ. That was a bad joke. Yeah, obviously they're keeping quiet about the withdrawal from in the Khodorkovsky area. They don't want to say anything until it's completely done and everybody's sure that it was a success. My guess is we'll hear about it tomorrow. Yeah, Syria is such a mess. Everybody was united against Assad, but now that Assad's gone, there's infighting between those groups, and it's just crazy. It's too early to call. It's going to be about a year before we really know if Syria is going to be able to stick together. I'm not sure how to put that. Well, and of course, there's a thing with you guys are talking about the Russian ships being withdrawn to the Baltic. There's only so many docking bays at the Baltic port. And, only so many ships can go there. You also have to remember that Sevastopol, Russia withdrew all their ships from there. So Russia's definitely having a brain scratcher on where to put ships because they're running out of ports to put them. Lisa, and you ride a motorcycle? Yeah, that's a good reason to mix this up, Lisa. No, I don't. Day Channel 3 moves, okay. So I am all caught up with chat. Let's move on to Zelensky's speech for today. There he is. And
Українки сьогодні вже є попередні дані про те, що росіяни
sorry, I need to get better at that. I play at a higher speed so I can get through all the videos, make sure they're safe for viewing on YouTube. Yeah, that eliminates a lot of videos. You'd be surprised.
Дорогі українці, українки, сьогодні вже є попередні дані про те, що росіяни почали застосовувати в штурмах солдатів з Північної Кореї. Помітну кількість. Росіяни включають їх у зведені підрозділи та використовують в операціях у районах Курської області. Поки що тільки там. Але ми маємо інформацію про те, що можливе застосування і на інших ділянках фронту. Втрати серед цієї категорії вже теж помітні. Фактично Москва втягнула в цю війну ще одну державу. Причому втягнула максимально. Якщо це не ескалація, то що тоді ескалація? Про яку багато хто говорив. Саме Путін робить кроки, які розширюють та продовжують цю війну. Саме він відштовхує можливість миру. І він хоче, щоб і в Азії у світу додалось проблем. Саме для цього росіяни навчають Північну Корею сучасній війні. І, очевидно, Москва ігнорує заклики всіх країн від Китаю та Бразилії до багатьох інших щодо необхідності робити все для деескалації. Якщо немає жорсткої реакції світу, Росія робить війну гіршою. Завжди так. Ми будемо захищатись, в тому числі проти цих північнокорейців. Ми будемо і надалі діяти скоординовано з усіма нашими партнерами, щоб цю війну зупинити. Зупинити надійно, гарантованим миром. Наступного тижня будемо говорити в Європі щодо спільної роботи, санкцій проти Росії, підтримка нашої оборони, інвестиції у спільну оборону Європи і сильна дипломатія заради миру. Це те, що має збільшуватись кожного тижня, аби в наступному році всі разом з партнерами ми змогли досягти нашої головної мети. Сьогодні ж, після доповідей наших урядовців, погодили роботу щодо Сирії. Перш за все, гуманітарну та безпекову роботу. Те, як ми можемо допомогти стабілізації. Для України це важливо. Чим більш спокійною буде ситуація у таких регіонах, тим активніше світ зможе допомагати нам встановити мир. Ми готові допомогти Сирії із недопущенням продовольчої кризи. Зокрема, завдяки гуманітарній програмі «Зерно з України» – «Grain from Ukraine». Я дав доручення уряду налагодити постачання продовольства у співпраці з міжнародними організаціями і тими партнерами, які можуть посприяти. І ми закликаємо всіх у світі зараз підключитись до стабілізаційних зусиль заради того, щоб війна понад десятиліття тому розпалена в Сирії, розпалена за участю Ірану, Росії, щоб ця війна нарешті припинилась. Ще одне. У ніч на сьогодні росіяни застосували проти нашої держави ще понад 100 ударних дронів. На щастя, більшість з них не досягли своїх цілей, були збиті, відведені ребом. Я хочу зараз подякувати усім нашим мобільним вогневим групам, які щоночі, які щодня захищають Україну. І усім нашим іншим воїнам підрозділів ППУ. А також всім, хто розробляє наші системи РЕБ, хто виробляє їх, хто постачає їх у війська. Ваша робота рятує багато життів завдяки протидії шахедам і через захист від інших видів дронів. Я дякую кожному і кожній, хто працює заради України. Слава нашим воїнам, слава усьому нашому народові, слава Україні.
Героям слава. Of course, he was talking about the North Koreans in the beginning there, but went on to talk about the drone situation. Let me pull up that for you here. 58 enemy UAVs were shot down but 72 did not reach their target because of electronic warfare. Electronic warfare is making the air defense units' jobs so much easier. Without that electronic warfare, so many more drones would be hitting targets in Ukraine. So this is what I was talking about with the technological development in Ukraine to do this electronic warfare, to take out these drones, and so much other stuff. It's astronomical. The rest of the world's going to need this technology. If you don't know how to take out the drones or don't have super air defenses, then you're going to need electronic warfare to protect your cities and your people. I love this part of the statement. 2 of the drones fell in love with Ukraine and returned to Russia. No UAVs struck Ukrainian soil, or I shouldn't say that. No UAVs hit their targets. 58 shot down, 72 missed because of electronic warfare, and 2 returned to Russia. That is the 132 UAVs used last night. Go back up to the top here. And of course, this is some of the types of units in the air defense to take out those UAVs. And got the hit. And went down. That's how they're taking out UAVs, with a machine gun on the back of a pickup truck. That's why these units, or these initiatives like Cars for Ukraine, NAFO Sniffing Brigade, there's like 2 others raising cars for Ukraine from international sources. There's initiatives inside Ukraine to buy vehicles. That right there, this is what happens because of vehicles like that. And of course, hi Mars. Transformers, more than meets the eye. Sorry. Folds up. And ready to move out. Now this whole video is 1 minute 16 seconds long, from the time they stop to the time they let this finish playing out. From the time they stop to the time they are pulling away is 1:19 seconds. This is the great thing about HIMARS. Pull in, fire, move, counter batteries don't have time to respond. And smoking in Russia again. When will they learn? This is an oil field in Russia. An oil depot storage facility, I believe, that was hit by Ukrainian drone strikes. But Russia says no drones were hit. It was all the drones were shot down. Another angle. And an SU was taken, Russian fighter jet was taken out behind enemy lines. Video is brought to you by the GUR, Ukrainian Intelligence Service. Just to reiterate, that is Ukrainian operatives way behind Russian lines, making sure one plane cannot launch missiles at Ukraine again. Another video with the same jet, but also 3 locomotives. Making sure those trains cannot be used again to move supplies. And same video we just saw, but they're just trying to warm up the trains and planes, that's it. According to intelligence, on December 14th, an enemy Su-30 fighter jet burned down on the airfield in Kremensk-Krasnodar. A day earlier, devastating fire in the city of Krasnodar disabled 3 Russian railway locomotives. The aggressor used the specified military facilities in the criminal war against Ukraine. The GUR, the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, reminds that there will be fair retribution for every war crime committed against the Ukrainian people. Night, Anna. Thanks for coming by. And a third angle of the oil depot in Russia. You see 2 fire trucks are there. That's not going to be enough to stop this, much less keep it from spreading. General consensus. Are you there? Here's a video for you. Here is one Russian assault. Hold on, I gotta check. Yeah, this is the one I have to stop at the end. So, 4 vehicles. Two vehicles. One vehicle, no vehicle. Just to make sure that one's no good anymore. But on all those vehicles were the Russian soldiers being transported to the front. It is about here at. So Russia still does have a bit of equipment out there. It's just becoming less and less every day. And I'm guessing you guys can figure out what happens from here on out. I can't show that on YouTube. Third Assault Brigade, we don't get to see much from them because, well, they don't censor their videos.
When they brought the pressure, I was stepping up. Really, I'm the best of us. City going festivus. I just took a flight and hit the ground and then I turned it up. Certified, you ain't heard of us. You can see me doing. I just took the city to the max. Laps, run around the world and bring it back. Laps, I can never tell you where I'm at. Let me drop a pin all over the map.
They're showing the FPV hits here, but they're not showing the aftermath, thankfully. But Third Assault is doing work on the supply chains and as well as areas of concentration of the enemy. We've been doing Deep State has been doing satellite imagery of Ukrainian cities after the Russian Mir comes. Russian Mir means Russian peace or Russian world. And this is the Russian world for Stare Mayoyts, up in the Kupiansk area. Like you see the shadow behind this building right here. You notice there's very few buildings that have that same shadow. Couple tree lines are left, but that's about it. Most of the buildings, almost the entire town is leveled. That is what Russia wants for Ukraine. That is what it's bringing to Ukraine. Nothing but destruction and disaster. And that is all I have for you for Telegram today. Odessa, air alert started 8 minutes ago. Looks like Zaporizhia's air alert has cleared. I don't blame you, Mertzi. It's definitely not easy to keep up with all the social media. I am working on a special project coming up with Cars for Ukraine. Hopefully that donor page will be set up tomorrow, and I'll be able to finally tell you guys my plan, because I know I'm not the biggest channel out there, but I want a big result. So I'll let you guys know right now. This is a jar of horseradish I harvested from my garden about a month ago. If you know horseradish, you know the heat that it brings. So yeah, if you can't figure it out from there, I'm going to be doing a horseradish challenge for the fundraiser. For every $1,000 that we reach on the vehicle, I'm doing a spoonful of horseradish. And when we reach the full vehicle, I eat what's left in the jar. So tell your friends to save their pennies. Get ready to raise a vehicle for Ukraine and see some crazy American kill all of his taste buds. Oh no, that's not horsey sauce. That's not horsey sauce. That's straight horseradish ground up. That's no mayonnaise mixed with it or nothing like that. That's just straight horseradish chopped up. And so yeah, I'll make a video or something on it officially when I have the link set up. But oh, that got you guys going. So yeah, I have tricks up my sleeve to add some heat to the fundraiser. I'm not sure which one you mean, Nean. So with the fundraiser that I'm going to be part of, so there's all the units so far. It's going to be 15 trucks in total. And these are the pins they're going to be giving out. If you mean this pin, it will be for a donation of 100 euros or more. So pins, everyone who donates 100 euros to this fundraiser will be able to receive a limited collection pin. Symbolizing people from all over the world who make Ukraine's army stronger with each donation. So other pins from Signs of Our Fight. And so if you make the $100 or €100 donation, you should be able to request that pin. I'll double check on that. Officially, it says here one of these 3 pins, but I'll double check with my contact and make sure that, just to make sure. But I don't see an issue with requesting one of these since they're showing it here. So, make your donation, fill out the form linked here. We'll ship the gift to you. Hopefully my page will be active. ATP Geopolitics has already raised 14,000. Mercado Media is 10,000. War Translated 8,000. Sochimus 7,000 and Rick the Ukrainian 1,000. Not everybody needs to go for the pin. The smallest here is 10, but you can do a custom amount, €5, whatever. When I get that link up, I'll get you guys all set up. So once they get that link set up for me and a video for you, I'll let you guys know and officially announce my hot stuff video. Unless there's any other questions or comments, I'm gonna say good night. Thank you all for coming to the stream and supporting me here on YouTube. I especially want to thank you for supporting Ukraine. Zelensky does it every day. He thanks everybody that helps Ukraine. And that doesn't mean, the $100 donators. That's the $5 donators, the $1, whatever. We're not all rolling in money, so we all do what we can. And still want to say thank you, even if it's your time or your money. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for supporting Ukraine. Have a good night. Razom do Peremojemo. Together we will win. Don't let Russia divide us. Stay safe, everybody, and see you tomorrow.